So let's talk about how to talk about your hobbies and interests in English. Now, this is a very common theme and topic. So when you meet people at first, or maybe you're out on a date or whatever, and you want to try and get to know that person a little better, this is one of the questions or one of the topics that you might use. People often say the small talk, they're not so good at it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to look at some phrases that you can use to actually talk about this, So imagine you've just met some new person or people, maybe an English meetup or, like a date or whatever, out into town. And you want to find out a little bit more, what do they do? So maybe you've already spoken about their job. Oh, what do you do for a living? And blah, 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 blah. Actually, now that I think on, I might make a video about that also, maybe after this one. But anyway, so you've already spoken about work or whatever. What do you do for, I'm an accountant, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So then the conversation might kind of turn to what do you do outside of work? Yeah. So they might ask you, what do you do when you're not working? Do you have any hobbies? What do you do in your free time? What do you usually do at the weekend? What are you doing this weekend? What do you do after work, etc.? So they might ask you any of these kind of questions, So if it's a positive answer, you could say, well, in my free time, I spend a lot of time at the weekend doing after work. I like to, so you can use I like, verb plus ing, I love, verb plus ing, I enjoy. Then you can make it stronger. I really like, I really love, really enjoy cooking, dancing, doing sport, hiking, So yeah, in my free time, I really love hiking. I really enjoy dancing. I'm a huge fan of salsa dance. I love to go dancing, blah, 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 There's quite a few things that you could say there. You could say, I'm really into, I'm really into cooking. I like to get into the kitchen and make some new dishes or whatever. Or something that you don't like. Well, so, maybe they say, and what about sport? What about this? I don't like cooking. I'm not a big fan of dancing. I really dislike watching football. I'm not so keen on, etc. So the structure is basically the same. So you're using the activity, the verb plus ing, cooking, dancing, exercising, hiking, etc. Yeah. So you can say, I'm a huge fan of, I really love cooking, dancing, watching. Or, I'm not so keen on, I really dislike cooking, dancing, watching, etc. Right? Now, what you can do then is adding some extra details. Okay, so how do you extend that? So you've already said, I love cooking. I cook every day. I really like getting in the kitchen, making some new dishes for the family, or my husband or my wife, whatever. I like to experiment, So how do you add a bit of detail, Or like, I really hate shopping for clothes, I only go when I really need something. Or maybe say, I'm a huge fan of basketball, but I don't get the chance to play it so often. Or you could say, I really enjoy going into the gym, but, with the kids and work, I don't have so much time these days, So you can add a bit of detail here, right? You can think about, but. So kind of like you say what you like, put a contrast word, usually but, and then say why you don't do it or why you can't do it so often, So I'm a huge fan, but I don't get the chance. I really enjoy but with the kids. So you can do it in that way also, Oops. And what you can also add is how often. So you've added a bit of, detail, maybe a contrast where you can't do it as often as you would like. So you could say, I really love cooking. I try and get, I really love exercising. I like to go into the gym. but I don't give a chance. Oh, really? How often? Well, it's not so often these days. It's once a week or twice a month or whatever. Infinitive. I go every day. I cook every day. I exercise once or twice a week, etc. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward, really. You'll see the structure. In my free time, I love, I enjoy. I'm a huge fan. I'm really into verb plus ing. I'm not so keen on. I don't like. Okay, adding a bit of detail. You know. So say, for example, right? Say somebody's asking me, right? Oh, Kev, what do you do in your free time? Not that I actually have any, but anyway, if people do, I say, oh, well, yeah, I really like going into the countryside and hiking. Okay. I really love being outside in, in the nature, and it's good to have some exercise after I've been sitting at the computer all week long. I love to go into the mountains and see the nature and climb the trees and walk. Yeah, I try and get away. I try and get into the forest every weekend. Yeah, so that's how I might answer that kind of a question. So you can say what the activity is, why you like it, and how often you do it. So what do you do in your free time? Oh, I'm a huge fan of salsa dancing. Okay, extend that. I think it's a really great way to get some exercise and meet people. It's a really social activity, but I don't get as much time to do it as I would like to do. In fact, I only go once every couple of weeks. So you can answer the question, explain a little bit more, say how often you do it, say why. Oh, I really love, because it's a great exercise. It's really social activity. Unfortunately, but I don't get too much chance these days, So that's what you can do. So next time anybody is asking you, what do you do in your free time? Any hobbies? What's your interests outside of work? However they say it, that's how you can answer. Okay. So hope that helps. Okay. I'll see you next time.